Welcome, this is Carrie Schell from On Point Quilter. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how to draft a swirling 4-patch block. And then we're going to play with that with a quilt layout and incorporate elements of the block in the border. On the home screen, select New Project and label this one Swirled 4-patch. And select OK. Then select Design a Block from Scratch. And select a new block pieced EasyDraw block. In the Precision toolbar, set the width and height to 8, the snaps to 8. Graph paper can be turned off and snapping options should be snap to grid only. Start with the line tool and draw a line at 2 inches and 6 inches. And then draw a partial line at 2 inches and 6 inches. So we're going to have a square that's in the center. Then with the line tool, draw diagonal lines to create 45-degree angles coming out from that center square. And you're going to want the top and the bottom to be going in opposite directions. Now go to the Color tab and back to the Draw tab, and that's going to break lines at the intersections. With the Pick tool and the Shift key on your keyboard, select the extra horizontal line segments and select Delete. Then with the Line tool, draw diagonal lines on the 2 sides. Now with the Line tool, draw a 4-patch in each of those trapezoid segments. Now go to the Color tab and color this, and select Add to the project sketchbook. Now let's do a variation. Go back to the Draw tab and under the snap options, change the snaps to 16 by 16. And that's going to allow us to draw lines that will snap to the 1/2 inch rather than the full inch. Then with the Line tool, for these quarter square triangles, draw a band that is a 1/2 inch. Now to make this much easier to piece, let's go ahead and draw a line through each of those quarter square triangles and turn them into 1/2 square triangles. By doing that, I won't need to have any set inseams. Now let's go to the Color tab and let's color that band a different color. I will also color the center with gray and then select Add to Project Sketchbook. Now let's create a quilt from our block. So select Quilt Worktable, do a new quilt on point. In the Layout tab, change the number of blocks to horizontal 3 and vertical 4, and change the width of the blocks to 8 inches. That's consistent with the size that was used in designing the blocks. Now go to the Design tab. With Set Block, find that last block and with the Control or Command key, select one of the squares in the quilt and then select one of the alternate squares. And I decided I wanted to swap out that gold and create something that has just a little bit more pop. And so I'm going to use a purple in that rather than the gold. And so I can do a swap color. Now let's create a series of borders. So we'll go to the Border tab, and the first border is going to be a 2-inch long horizontal. Then I'm going to add a second border, and from the ribbon toolbar I'm going to select the type double diamonds, and I'm going to change the border size to 6 inches, and I'm going to change the horizontal blocks and borders to 6 and the vertical to 8. And then I'm going to select the first border, select Clone the selected border and select Add, and then I'm going to turn off Clone and I'm going to add another border, and I'm going to make this one a mitered border, and I'm going to change that size to 0.5. Now I'm going to go to the Design tab, and I'm going to put some blocks. Select Block Tools and Set Blocks, and find the default 4-patch block, and with the Control or Command key, select one of those full diamonds in the second border. Then find the default half square triangle, and with the Control or Command key, set that in the corners for the second border. Now, with the fabric tools, color all the border blocks. If you use the Control and Command key with the paintbrush, you can color multiple blocks at a time. Now I'm going to go back to the Block tab, and I'm going to do some rotation, first of all of those corner squares, and then with the Alt key or Options key if I'm on a Mac, I'm going to select one of the blocks in the right border and the left border. The Alt or Options key will rotate all the blocks in one side of a particular border at a time. Then I will go back to the fabric tools, and with the paintbrush I will recolor some of the plain blocks in the border to provide just a little bit more accent. And then I like to hide show quilt patch lines and select Add to Project Sketchbook. Thanks so much for watching. For additional tips and techniques, please subscribe to my weekly newsletter at www.onpointquilter.com.